I live right off of Swan, I'm on Swan Pond, I watch this river come up and go down. And you can see it today. If we have a rainstorm tonight, it'll be up a foot tomorrow, and 2 days from now, it'll be down.
If the issues we're talking about right here have nothing to do with it coming across.
The one on Elm Street does.
No, it does not. I've been there and seen it.
The water comes back through the culvert. It comes
I
back
understand.
up. Once the river floods, it comes back up the culvert.
This has been a problem before the Route
Before,
62 project. This was the problem before this Route 62
the
project.
October storm, and I told you the developer took responsibility for that.
I think you're mixing apples and oranges.
Okay, all right.
Heidi?
Maybe a good idea would be for us to have our outside engineer who did this report sit in on the meeting with George and the Greens and review the pre and post development and have them come up with a proposal to fix it.
I like that idea. That's
We
good.
have a real good, I mean,
Because
it's
he's
this thick,
objective.
it's this thick, that whole drainage study. So we have some good stuff to give them to start out with.
That's a great idea, to move this along. Why don't we agree to do that, and then we can take action on the motion relative to the McIntyre Estates. 'Cause we aren't, as Dick said half hour ago, we're not gonna resolve it tonight, so.
Nor are we gonna vote on it tonight, I take it. We're gonna table this for the
I would
27th?
table this. When do you have a meeting set up, or when do you?
23rd.
23rd,
Yeah.
okay. So I would continue this, Mr. Chairman, I move to continue this public hearing until the 27th at 7:30 PM.
Second.
Did you hear that?
No, I'm sorry.
We're continuing the public hearing until the 27th at 7:30 PM,
Okay.
and we'd like to hear back from the parties as to where are we at.
Have a question on the spelling of
Hold
Hannah?
it.
Oh, sorry.
So, is that a motion?
That was
Did I
motion.
hear a second?
Second, I second.
Second. Further discussion, Mr.
Just, Hannah Graves, 2 ends or 1?
It's actually only one. I don't know why.
Okay. Some places it's 1, some places
Right.
it's 2.
It's one.
So it's 1. That's all.
That's all? On the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, we have still one more, McIntyre Woods subdivision.
And could we have, for that meeting, could we have a detailed list of what the current punch list is, please?
Well, actually, I read them all already.
Yeah,
I know you read
just have
it,
a
but
copy
could
of
we have a copy of what the punch
Oh,
list is?
yeah, we don't have, we just got that today.
Okay, no, appreciate that, yep.
She's gonna get you a
Yeah.
new copy of that.
You, Mr. Chairman, she has a question.
Ma'am?
Just a quick, so I would be required to give you a report on the 27th?
Well, we'd like to have your input.
Okay, that's the 27th, same time?
And we hope you make the meeting on the 23rd.
It'll be at 7:30.
7:30, okay.
23rd,
No, it's 27.
I mean 27th. So what you said.
Okay, a report of the town. This is the layout of a town way. The Board of Selectmen of North Reading have determined and adjudged that common convenience and necessity require that a town way be laid out as and in the location hereinafter described, having complied with all the requirements of the law relating to notice to the owners of land to be taken therefore, and of a hearing thereon, and having met at the time and place appointed for such hearing, and then, am I reading the right thing? And then, and there heard all persons present who desire to be heard, we do hereby lay out a town ways for the use of the town as follows. McIntyre Woods subdivision, Jacob Rayner Lane, from the point of intersection with James Millen Road at station 0+00 to station 5+56.92. Samuel Phelps Way from the point of intersection with Jacob Rayner Lane at station 0+00 to station 2+62.31. For further identification of this description and location, reference is hereby made to plans by Hayes Engineering dated July 1st, 2010, verified by our signatures and made a part of this report. This laying out so made by us, we hereby report to the town for acceptance in order that the same be forthwith filed in the office of the town clerk. That's the report. So,
Punch list?
is there a list on this? And in any way,
That's Jacob Rayner and Samuel Phelps, right?
Right.
Yes.
yeah.
The only one I had, and it doesn't show up on the new list, was, the sidewalk. Sidewalk that ends near station 3+20 and is not connected to the driveway. Which kind of ends in the middle of the cul-de-sac and didn't connect to the person's driveway, so. On this is a dead-end road,
Mhm.
so they asked for a waiver of 2 sidewalks on both sides. The sidewalk doesn't connect to the father's driveway for someone to walk up. And that was the only thing in the plan was. It shows it on the plan,
Yeah,
it's
it
on
shows-
the ground.
Right, that's, I guess, when it shows on the plan that way, that's where they stop it.
You know, it's back.
So, that was what brought up, design consultants brought that up, that they weren't our engineer of record on this subdivision, I don't believe. Judith Mitch was, so somebody, they did it to the plan, but they didn't do it to the driveway. Maybe it was gonna be a side, yeah, actually, if you look at the house, if there was a sidewalk in the grass to the front door, it would work. That was his only punch list, that was that issue with the sidewalk.
You know, in any way, does this impact the drainage issue in this location?
This one?
Yeah.
No.
There's no
This is-
impact on any of the,
I believe this is in a totally different drainage area.
This is up by the water tower.
Yeah.
okay,
It's a different catchment area.
It's up by the water tower.
Right,
that's way,
right. This one goes down down towards Swan Pond.
okay.
The only water issue there is the tower.
No one complains about it.
Yep.
Can't see it from there.
All right, so is there any other input on this?
Just have a question.
Do you have a question?
Just a question.
Yes.
So the laundry list on the August 26th letter from your project manager, that's been pared down to this one item.
That was on that, you have that item. That was the only item that.
Everything else has been satisfied.
Yeah, I have some concerns of that. I know there were 2 different site visits. And again, we have a laundry list of things that were done, August 27th? And then a much shorter list now.
No, the primary difference is that the majority of the other items that were on that were plan deficiencies.
Plan.
Deficiencies on the as-built plan,
Right.
not locating things, not naming things, things like that, deficiencies on the as-built plan. That was the majority of the rest of the list for these 2 roads. So he didn't mention those, but they were in the other,
But
memo.
you still haven't,
On the
that still
as-built,
hasn't been satisfied because you have,
It's just as-built plan stuff, so just like the other.
I understand that, but that hasn't been satisfied yet.
I'm not sure if have they put all some of the as-built plans, do you know yet?
I mean, I know there were a couple of things that, we had to order from like the gas company. We ordered those things, they'll give us those plans, they'll put them on there. Any measurements or anything that we have to put on. There were some items that were actually outside of the right of way, that they were requesting, which I don't know if we really needed to put those on or not. But, we'll certainly satisfy the town on what they require for plans.
For the record, the engineer who did the review on this is quite thorough. And he doesn't miss much, he does sometimes get outside the layout in some of his recommendations as well, if he sees issues that he thinks are safety or important, so, he is correct, a couple of the items are outside the layout.
I'd like, and actually, since we're gonna have the developer in here anyway on the 27th, I'd like to take the whole package here. And will Mr. Wheeler and Mr. Ogren be here on the 27th?
Yeah, I think they'd like to be.
I think we'd like to see them, yeah.
Right.
I would
I
personally.
think they both would have liked to have been here tonight.
Yeah.
It was just prior commitments.
Nothing, I'd like to see you too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we'll bring it along.
Maybe not, you'd be better off staying
So,
home.
what you'd like to do is table this,
Yeah, I'd like to table this one too. And again, what I'd like to do is have the planning department just consolidate the 2 lists that we have here to make sure that everything has been taken care of and that it's on, that the list is complete, the list is complete.
Yeah, what you're saying, the list of the 80 tonight was the actual physical things that needed to be fixed, not the things that we need to fix on our plans.
Right,
There's
but
still some of those things need to be fixed on our
and if you could
plans.
segregate those out, that'd be great.
We will do that.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, I move to postpone, move to continue public hearing till September 27th at 7:45.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. O'Leary, seconded by Mr. Delaney. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Okay, the next order of notice is for laying out of a public footway and bicycle path. The Selectmen of North Reading hereby give notice of their intention to lay out as a public footway and bicycle path a certain parcel of land known as Parcel A on Spruce Road on a plan of land entitled Ridgeway Estates 2 Definitive Subdivision Plan, North Reading, Massachusetts, dated November 22nd, 1985, is revised, prepared by Robert E. Anderson, Inc., recorded with the Middlesex South District Registry of Deeds as Plan Number 1495, and that the Board of Selectmen will meet on Monday, September 13, 2010, at 7:45 PM in Room 14, Town Hall, 235 North Street, North Reading, to hear all persons interested by order of the Board of Selectmen of North Reading, the second day of September 2010, signed by Michael Prisco, clerk. Mr.
It's a 50-foot strip, and they built Spruce Road. This is before my time. Well, I understand it. It's 85, so it's a long time. They left this stub to connect the property that was in front off of Winter Street. It's now been subdivided into Old Farm Lane, and they decided not to connect through to Spruce because that would have made a direct connection right through that new subdivision out to Winter Street from Spruce Road. So I guess I wasn't on the planning commission when that came through either, and that's why they did that. But they left, the stub was there, and the planning department made them connect it with a sidewalk to connect the neighborhoods. And that sidewalk is intact, and the Ridgeway, or whoever owns Spruce Road, that homeowners association maintains that 50-foot wide strip. So they know what it was for. It was, to be used as a pedestrian connection between neighborhoods. And the grass is mowed by them, and the sidewalk, I'm not sure if they plow it all the time, but I know it had been plowed in the past.
Utility easement.
And there's water and electrical utility easements in that.
Is that used to connect the two neighborhoods as a
It
loop or
connects two
something?
neighborhoods, that's correct. That's correct. It was always supposed to be, it was deeded to town, but it was never accepted, I believe. So that little piece of strip was dropped at the
And the
roadway.
implications of our accepting this is what?
If you don't accept it, the reason why this all came up is because there was a homeowner or a potential homeowner looking to buy that strip because there is an adjacent lot that's currently unbuildable. It would become buildable if that strip were purchased because without that strip, he can't meet the 75-foot setback from wetlands. So after doing research with town council who did title search and whatnot, what happened was the town accepted the roadway back in 1995, but for whatever reason, they didn't accept the strip. So this is just a housekeeping item of something that didn't occur when the subdivision was approved back in the 90s. So if you don't accept the strip, it could actually become a buildable lot to the currently unbuildable lot.
But we also accept the responsibility of it, correct?
You do, but technically, as far as I know,
Ridgeway
the
Estates
homeowners association maintains it.
will
and
maintain
it's used as
They
a
maintain it
pedestrian
now, and they will
walkway.
continue to.
We already have an easement through it, a utility easement, and a
We have
sidewalk,
a
which we put in.
And who owns it?
Right now, we
The town owns
actually.
Oh, so we still own it, so that lot wouldn't be buildable anyway, unless we decide to sell that.
Well, right,
Yeah,
but
that's
Water
right.
Continental was claiming they owned it, so what happened was we had,
We don't
town
accept it,
council,
we revert.
we went do the research, and they foreclosed on it. I believe you guys took it by, there was a tax title issue or something,
Oh, that's right.
so.
And that lot is, got a lot
Yeah,
of
I
water
see
running
her, I
through it.
just-
And it already impacts someone on Old Farm.
Better left like it is.
It's better to be.
Oh, no, I understand.
No, I'm just letting you know some of the other things here, but having it that way is, I think, better.
Laura?
So